my journey has been long, and after starting with only 2 dairy goats, I started discovering that people are interested in dairy goat milk because of the benefits which I've already talked about. Thereafter, I discovered I can do it in a better way than the way I was doing it at that time. So I started doing the research, and this is the time whereby I started looking at which is the best breed and which is the pedigree breed I can have for my own customers. Because now from that time I decided, let me keep these goats as a business. And in around 2014, I started increasing my number of goats, whereby it was not even an easy journey, because to get this pure breed, it was an issue. Why an issue? Most of the people, they think they have a good quality breed, yet they don't have. It's only that you go somewhere, you are just told this is a dairy goat, but at the end of the day, when you go and find the results, which is now the milk, it is not producing as per the expectations. So I started doing that research, and that's why I decided I'll be going to the Nairobi ESK shows. By that time, it was called Brookside I'm a Breeders Show. That's where I tried to gain some more information about these goats. I also went to the internet and did my own research on how the best dairy goat can be and produce. And later on, I realized that I didn't have the best breed. So I had to look for a best breed, where it was very difficult for me to get. But I went through the registered organizations which have the original breed, whereby I managed to purchase my another 2 goats, and these goats they costed me around 25,000 each. So I managed to get 2 to start with. Bearing in your mind, I had already started with I can call them not a pure breed, but it was my starting point. So now this is like now graduating. I now graduated once I got now this breed. This breed is called German Alpine. Other people call it Kenyan Alpine because it is now born here and brought up here. This breed, when I got it, the first 2 of them, I started first of all breeding my own fleet, whereby these goats gave birth. Luckily, they gave birth at least twins. So from there, I started increasing my number. Another difficult part was to get a good back, because again, for this goat to give a good kid, you need to have a good back, because the back is the one determines the kids which this goat will give birth. So I went on again and researched, and I got a good back, whereby that back has been assisting me to get now my kids, which are now pure breed, which are now pedigree. Later on along my journey, I proceeded until on 2016, whereby I started now selling my milk, and by that time I had already gotten like 4 customers, and when I got the 4 customers, now the customers were telling other people, like a friend tells a friend about this milk, because most of these first 4 customers, they were under medication. So when they go back to the clinics or in the hospitals where they used to take their kids, they could go and share the good information about the goat milk and where they are getting it. So they referred other customers to me. That's how my number of customers has grown up to the level I am today. In 2016, this is the time I made a very big change in this farming, because I decided to visit the ASK show for me to learn more, because now I have the correct breed, and now I have already started. I have the ready market and I have customers. So it was up to me now to at least get some more information, especially on feeding. Reason, because I'm in urban farming. And in urban farming is whereby I'm rearing these goats and I don't have a lot of space. So the biggest challenge I was facing at that time, it was about the feeding. And since I wanted to increase my number, the challenge I was getting with the few I had at that time, it was about the feeding. So I decided I will go to the ASK show to learn more, and especially on feeding. When I went to the ASK show, I get somehow discouraged by the information I got there, because I realized most of the people who normally go and exhibit at the ASK show, they come from rural areas. And in rural areas, you'll go there and they will advise you in how you can farm on a bigger space of land. And whereby here, I don't have a space. My space measures only 60 feet by 40 feet. This is where I still have my family, so it is very small space, but I have to utilize it and become a farmer. And since I had already seen my dream becoming a farmer is coming true, I had to do some more research on what can I do, especially on feeding. When I went to the ASK show, I realized most of the people there, they go to that show, they are urban people, but they don't get the correct information. Thereafter, after the show, I came back to my farm and started my own research, personal research on how I can feed this goat in urban area. And this is the time now I realized these goat, they can survive on dry matter. Because in green matter, they will make you do a lot of work. Why dry matter? The dry matter, the dry folder, you can keep it for longer period. And especially here in urban farming, we are getting these feeds, the folder from distances. So we need a folder whereby we can put some storage for it. This is the time I realized about the dry matter. And the dry matter is the one I'm doing it up to now. It's the one I'm feeding them, and it's doing very good work. The other folder I'm using is the silage. I'm using also silage because silage is a way of preserving green matter for a longer period of use. So those are the two things I learned. But thereafter in 2017, I decided now I have to go with my animals and teach other farmers on how they can become also farmers in urban area. This is the time now I registered also myself to go to the ASK show. In 2017, the ASK show, they got a supplies from me because they could not believe these goats, they have come from an urban area. And whereby in the previous years, they were used to get goats from in remote areas. This was so much encouraging to the people living in urban area. And in 2017, that's the time I was so much exposed to the medias, to the social medias, and also to the internet because of the kind of the work I'm doing. And from there, remember being exposed there, the more market also I got. And that's also the time I realized I should now increase my number more and more because there is more demand. By this time, 2017, my two goats had already increased and reached about 10. And from that time, now I increased again them by serving them. And by now, I have more than 40 goats as we are talking. By doing this, it has helped me to train other farmers. This is something came on its own because I didn't know one day I'll be training farmers. But due to my journey, people have found it necessary to come and learn. and see how I have managed to do it. And that's why people are coming here to learn about these goats and also to know how they can also do it and how they can join me. Currently, I have more than 200 farmers who I have already taught on how to do this. Some of them, they have already entered to the market, because once you become a farmer, I'll connect you to the market. One, I'm now exposed to the market, and the kind of the demand which is out there, I cannot be able to meet it. So that's why I'm also encouraging other farmers to come up, join me, let's join hands together, let's do this farming. It's working, it's paying, and now I'm calling it agri-business, whereby it's like a business like any other. Whatever business you are doing is the same thing I'm doing here. So welcome, farmers.